Okay, okay. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Actually, what am I saying? Yes, of course, good evening. We have today. We're going to continue our I guess art gallery. Oh, okay, interesting. A digital medium on discussion or design commission artwork. There we go. Simply trying to get get the tags on Twitch properly. These are interesting, actually. Oh, okay. Fiber arts. Uh, okay, no, we're just gonna do this. Okay, there we go. We're live on Twitch. Hopefully. Yes. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So today we are doing a I guess you would call it a comfortable art viewing, art gallery building time. And my boys and girls will remember that why does the US keyboard still existent? Ugh. Anyway, my boys and girls will remember that we have, or those of you who have been around for a while, will remember that we have done this originally, and then we had abandoned it because I didn't have enough money really to continue. Yeah, exactly. Like this game requires essentially time spent keeping the gallery open such that you can have income with which you can expand your gallery, and that makes perfect sense, right? At least it makes perfect sense to me, and it should to most of you as well. And so the idea today is we are going to just continue making this gallery as you as you can see from up here. We have, or I have, in the intervening time, kept the gallery open a little bit. I think this was actually after our last broadcast. I've kept the gallery open a bit, and so we have some money to play around with. So let's do that. Unfortunately, in the intervening time, I have forgotten how to do this. So that. Expand tool. I do need the expand tool. Move tool, delete tool, picker. Oops. Give them just a little bit of distance so that we don't mess things up. And I don't know if you guys remember, but essentially what we've said was that this area here would be the entrance to our gallery, right? So the idea is fairly simple. Guests arrive at this little front desk, and then we move past it into this sort of little side contemplation garden, and then the actual gallery itself starts here. In my infinite wisdom, I didn't actually have enough money to do anything else with it. So we haven't actually expanded further than that. So first we will use the money that we have attained to... Oh, I don't think that's enough money. That doesn't look like it'll be enough money. Oops. Well, it'll be some. It'll be enough for us to at least get the I hope at least get the first room open. Hi, Bob. No thanks, Bob. Okay. We also need these gone. Okay, so this should be enough. Ideally. I don't know what you're talking about, my friend. I'm going to just wait. Why is my money disappearing? Oh, because my money is... Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. So my money was disappearing because the game couldn't keep up with me buying so much expansion room. So it needed to, I guess, I don't know, it needed to continue to disappear some of my money. Okay, so we are going to then start building the entrance to our building. Can one of you remind me what was it I used? I feel like it was probably Neubauten. Yeah, that looks like it was probably it. And of course there's Corbusier. I think, if I'm not mistaken... Oh, wait, no. Sorry, Jeff. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, it was. So the outer wall should, of course, be different from the inner wall, right? So these are just slabs of concrete that create space between the outside and this garden, and we're also going to then create additional space. Oh, excuse me. Give me one quick second. Just something's messed up on my side. Huh. My computer is trying to update itself. I keep forgetting when I reinstall Windows to disable, not disable, but to change certain settings in a way that I'm used to. So because I haven't, it's been doing all sorts of crazy things. No, it's not haunted. Can you imagine a haunted computer? That would be so boring. It would be like the most boring thing. Like, I can't even imagine anything more boring than a haunted computer. It's just like, don't do it to me. So the walls don't seem like they're such a good idea, or they're not very pretty. Maybe let's try some different walls. I don't think we'll end up going with these though. No. No, can you imagine me putting this in a gallery? What about this? What about this? No, I don't think so. Yeah, no, this is too like the pure white maybe? But I feel like the pure white would also get boring. Modernist white wall, thank you. Well, that is nice. So maybe we'll add that. Brick. Actually, no, you make a good point. Actually, what we should be considering right now is whether because the idea that I'm going for right now is that this remains the outside. So because this remains the outside, it should theoretically... Yeah. So this remains the outside, which means that we should have an actual... Oh, why is it down here? Here we go. That while this remains the outside, then we should continue the park a little bit and then consider how to build the entrance to the actual building itself. And the entrance to the building itself needn't be a wall like this. Also, that's weird, right? Oh yeah, because I guess I have nothing over there. Let's take that. Here. Like that. Excellent. Am I being exceptionally pretentious? Well, you're just gonna have to deal with it, aren't you? remember though, I draw the viewer's attention to the fact that someone in this Discord has hired me to be their interior decorator. So so I'm just gonna put that out there. You know, I must be doing something right. or someone's just really bored. We're just gonna open up this side a little bit. Yeah, so the idea is really that simple, right? Like we have two walls that make this nice little separation between the outside and then the start of the gallery. And once you get into the gallery itself should be quiet. Whereas out here, you know, you can have your kids screaming, you can have family gatherings, all of that beautiful stuff. And then these walls and then the walls of the building itself will break up the sound waves to such a point that it then basically removes the sound pollution. And then once you get into the gallery, it should be fairly silent. Yes, I'm looking at walls. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, that would be nice as an outer wall, I think. No, it's too shiny. No. See, I'm not. No. Not sure. Like stuff tends to be too much and too little at the same time. If you guys know what I mean. Right? Like, oh, this might work. Like it'd be this monolithic slab that just exists on the outside. Actually, I could see that happening. What's this? Oh, cute. I like how it says deep state. Then the entire set is just called deep state. Let's see what it is. Nice. I can see that. There are people who like to go for the rustic look, right? Oh, we need to level up some more. Okay. But I don't need those, so. Let me just go through all of the walls once again. And no, you're right. I did also go for the rustic industrial look, right? And here, right, like this, and I think this is actually a very good expression of that, because it's sort of, it gives the impression of a half torn down factory that we're then building something inside. But that something inside shouldn't be more half torn down factories, right? Like, see, in my mind, modern art has itself sort of fallen prey to this homogenized look. Do you guys know what I mean? Like there is a lot of just like the same look that everyone's going for, and it's a little bit disappointing, you know? Because like look at all of these walls. All of these walls that are present here. And this is going to, I'm sure, trigger a response. I am sure this is going to trigger a response. But the point is that all of these walls here are... Oh, my computer tried to restart. All of these walls, to me, look basically the same. And no, I don't mean the color or the style even, but rather what they're trying to accomplish, right? Like all of these walls have the same sort of pretensions to them, and I feel like that is a little bit of a shame, because, you know, 100%. No, you're right. There are only so many shapes and sizes and colors that these can come in. It is just that these shapes and sizes and colors that we're seeing in this particular game, and that we, not as a result, we see them in this game as a result of these being the choice, the items of choice for most designers, gallery designers, architects, and I guess the point that I'm laboriously trying to get to is that, to me, that's a shame, because we know that there's more out there. In fact, you know what? We're going to do this today, but next time we're going to build the art gallery in Minecraft instead. Yeah, because it just ends up being a lot more freeform, right? And yes, I realize that I'm playing the crappy version of Minecraft. Actually, we could probably do Java and mods, but no. Well, we'll see. We originally, of course, played Minecraft because I wanted to test the ray tracing that NVIDIA was so proud of. But in this case, yeah, no. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is we're going to still continue to use this wall. And muses, you say, well, doesn't this mean that you're basically doing exactly what you railed against earlier? And kind of. But for reasons that will become apparent once I actually manage to get these slabs down. The idea is actually a little bit different in that we're, instead of trying to build the next, build that. There we go. Instead of trying to build the next gallery inside the factory, this will sort of represent it being outside of the factory. Oh, hi. Come on. There we go. Okay. Excellent. So essentially what we're having here is this idea that this torn down factory is serves as a quiet place of contemplation, as opposed to what it was before, which was, a busy, noisy, industrialized factory that made everyone's lives miserable, even though it didn't, even though it was important for capitalism, whatever. And well, I mean, you guys already knew that that I am a capitalist, so it doesn't even matter. Now here's the question. Actually, this is quite an important question. Bob, go away. I don't want to talk to you, Bob. Stop following Bob. Why did you have to come to me just to teleport away? What is Bob trying to tell us? Okay. So unfortunately, I have to redo the entire thing for various beautifying reasons. So just bear with me as I do that. That's here. The question is has industrialization really made our lives better? And yeah, there is no doubt that it has. Now, the question, if the question were, has industrialization made our lives more fulfilling, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I personally, I'm not sure. That is an answer that I am not sure. I would probably personally go with no. But fulfillment is different. Is a different concept to just plain like, you know, like have more people survived into adulthood, and have we been able to as a result of industrialization been capable of fighting against Darwin and like taking away the effects of the survival of the fittest, because we're now able to do to keep more people alive for a longer time? And the answer is yes. Yes, I realize I got off topic. Thank you. I'm sure you won't let me forget it in the future, so I'll just don't mind me if I don't listen to you. So essentially what I need to do is exactly what you're seeing here. I need to move these in such a way that the aesthetic of this quiet park remains. Remains consistent, yes. And we essentially were doing that by just rebuilding the flooring to match these two, right? So so if you look, essentially all I've done was move this contemplation park. Oof, come on. Like that. There we go. Excellent. And so we're going to do the same thing to this side. Yes, I'm sure it hasn't made our lives better. Well, right off the bat, I can tell you that industrialization has made modern medicine better, right? Like, without modern medicine, we wouldn't be anywhere we are today with in terms of the COVID vaccines. So even if we discount literally everything else, even if we do that, the simple fact that we have the vaccine, that it has made our made significant progress. Unfortunately, the significant progress is limited to the West, right? Like to the developed nations, and mostly to America. But the fact that we have been able to do so is one of the biggest victories of industrialization, and there's no way we can get around that. That is just how that works, right? And yes, we do have to thank industrialization for that. Okay, let's see. Add this, I think. Why don't I remove the I could, but I like having Monet on in the background, you know. It's pleasant. Monet is pleasant, and that's the point of art, at least for me. There we go. So we are purposefully not using the same height. We're purposefully not using the same height because because I want to show the sort of progress that goes into the gallery itself. And so that's what we'll do. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, I was just looking at the wood grains. I like that it automatically refactors it for you. It's very cute. here we're gonna have the grains. That. Excellent. Okay. Oh, you know what? Made a tiny bit of mistake. So what we will have to redo this part. I didn't want it to be exactly the same, so we have to. There should be a little bit of dichotomy there. So just bear with me as I move stuff around. Takashi, konnichiwa. Okay, first of all, there's nothing wrong with me being able to learn, being able to speak Japanese. And why should there be? No, there's literally nothing wrong with it. You know what I think? I think you're just jealous. Yeah, that's what I think. Oh, wait a second. No, we're okay. I have to do this. Oops. But we do also have to move these. 2 there. 6 there. Okay. Excellent. So yeah, exactly. I didn't want the how do you say? I didn't want the contemplation or the seating area to be exactly the same, and so I mean you'll see this kind of almost exact pretentiousness in everywhere, because you don't want, like, single line symmetry is for losers apparently, so you want diagonal symmetry at the very least, right? Like if you're gonna go for symmetry. Well, it's true. I guess. Who knows, man? So these are our outside walls. Let me just. Hello. Yeah, no, we still have to think about what the inside looks like. I still have no idea what the inside looks like. Because the stuff that they provide me with is not what I would like the inside to look like. Or rather, I can't see the inside looking like this. I don't know. Let's try it, I guess. Hello? Okay. Oh, I can't put this wall down because there's no... How does that look as a wall? Actually, that doesn't look too shabby, does it? Do you see that? Do you guys see that on stream? Yeah, you do, right? Like you see how there's a white in the water that's bleeding from the walls, I guess? That's interesting. That must be a factor of the rendering engine, but that's kind of cute. Anyway. I do get distracted by stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that. Sue me. Okay. Let's sort out the flooring of the gallery first. Yeah, exactly. Like it's the rendering engines, what they tend to, and you can see it here as well. It's actually very cool. Hi Louise, bye Louise. They tend to have artifacts, and they do for very good reason, because it's simply easier to maintain, you know, 80% fidelity than it is to maintain 100% fidelity, right? Like, I'm sure I've talked to most of you during work about my adherence to the 20-80 rule, which is you spend 20% effort to attain 80% of the results. And so what that means is if you're able to spend 100% of your effort on 5 different things, then you've actually used 100% of your effort on 400% of the results, as opposed to using 100% of effort on 100% of effort results in one project. And that is a 4-time rate of return, right, for your 100% effort. Or, if you're slightly lazier, you spend 60% of your effort on what amounts to be 240% results, right? And then because you spend 60%, you spend 3 chunks of 20% on 80. This is going to sound if someone comes into this with no what am I saying? No context, it's going to sound really weird. But the point remains: if you use 20% effort to 3 times of 20% effort to get 240% results, you're still 40% effort that you can use to fuck around and not do anything, and that's wonderful. Yes, well, that is confusion is part of my life, isn't it? That's cute. I will admit that I do like this. 4x4, 4x4. What's the difference? Black edge 2, black edge. But why does it matter which side the edge is on? So we can just rotate it. Right, bro? Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Okay. So this could be one. These 2. And obviously we're gonna have these go along the walls, right? I wonder what the difference is. Oh, it's a different... No? The pattern is basically the same. Let's wait for it to rotate over. And blam. Oh, okay, the pattern isn't exactly the same. Is it just wood grains? It must be just the grain in the wood then, I guess. Huh. Alright. I almost... Okay, well, let's finish off Monet. Well, yeah, because I want to actually level up a little bit so that we can buy more stuff, right? And remember, we talked about this last time we were here, that the value of Monet comes not from his particular, at least to me, it doesn't come from his particular interpretation of Impressionism, but the fact that his art is not meant to be shocking. And that is something that I find much more appealing than, like peers and I guess we could call them descendants. And I am going to include our friend Van Gogh in this as well, right? Because the idea remains that it isn't appealing to it simply isn't appealing when artists always chase the shocking factor. I don't like it when they do, and I feel like it's yeah, yeah. Last time we talked about hedonism, but I don't really want to bring up that topic again this time because it's supposed to be comfortable. Well, it's supposed to be a comfortable stream for our friend, or for our newest viewer in Hong Kong who had requested it. Yeah, so comfortable. We are all done with Monet. I guess next we'll move on to Manet. Claudia, bye. Find similar. Cute. That's a little too real. Who do you think this is? Sergeant. No. Renoir. See, that's why I did that little noise, because I knew someone was gonna ask. Kind of. Like in terms of, like, the difference to me, at least, between Renoir and Monet is in, well, certainly, first of all, subject matter, right? And you can see this, like, this is not what I want. Like, you can see the evolution of his style, right? Like 79, what is this, 83, and then these types of things start appearing, and it's like, ugh. Like, we're moving too far into the abstract, and as we get more and more into the abstract, we get less and less. Anyway, well, I'm just gonna not comment on this anymore. We're just gonna move on. Oh, we have still quite a lot of money, so maybe let's see if we can find some. Yeah. That's it exactly, right? Like, the more we move in, and I appreciate that Impressionism itself is already abstract enough, or rather, that's what I'm trying to say. Impressionism maintains a wonderful, or I should say, early Impressionism maintains a wonderful reflection of reality while still being just abstract enough to give the painting a sense of movement, a sense of life, right? And so that would be the difference, at least to me, between something like this and something like this, which is a lot more lifelike, and it's absolutely, like, stunning, right? Like, the detail in the work is absolutely stunning. But this has, not just because of the subject matter, but this type of painting has less life in it to me, and less movement in it than something. Then even, yeah, let's go with Sisley, right? Like, then something like this, because this is just abstract enough, and I guess that's my point. Like, too much abstraction, and you're getting into You're getting into the territory of my friend Van Gogh, right? um, too little, and you're just, a slightly interesting picture taken by a photograph, and this is beautiful. Like, don't get me wrong, right? Like, it's the amount of work that has gone into it. You can see is absolutely stunning. It's just slightly less alive than I would like. Actually, you know what? Let's go with Passat. Yeah, yeah, because this remains nice. I think. I don't remember him doing anything I don't like. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. At least of his work that exists on here. And yes, I do have a lot of opinions on a lot of things. Well, I would argue that my opinions are not wrong, because opinions cannot be wrong. They're preferences. Whether others share my opinion or not is not strictly important to me, right? Because again, this is sort of like a nice reflection of, oh look, it's the same bridge. It's a nice reflection of, hi Claudia, bye Claudia, of the human condition, right? And look, again, it's the same bridge. Lovely, lovely. Ooh, in the winter, lovely. Let's see. Oh, that's bite. Where is? Do you not give me a way to filter this? Oh, that would be silly. That would be silly. Please give me a way to filter this. Why did you just refresh? Oof, Safari. Safari. Yeah, there's no way to filter. Okay, well, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. With our eyes, yes. You know, if you guys used your eyes more, I wouldn't have to, you wouldn't have to watch me. You would be pretentious. Like, you wouldn't have to watch me be pretentious. You could be pretentious all on your own. Wouldn't that be amazing? Okay, we've unlocked new, Oh, okay, I guess we do unlock new things. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's what we unlocked. Yay. Okay, let's see what other kind of flooring we've unlocked. Excellent. Nothing. That is cute. That I admit is cute. What's the difference? Oh, two sides. Good. White ribbon floor. This is. Let's see if we can match that to this. And crystal. 2x8, 8x8, 8, 2x4. Okay. Yes. Yes, we are starting now. Why am I still... Excuse me? Why am I making... Okay. Will I make a splash as I walk along here? Yes, I will. Oh, interesting. Look at that. Okay, so the programming is just... The programming just ignores the existence of the floor. Because what they're doing is they're essentially creating a splash when your foot is above the water. And yeah, okay. Can I only place the... Can I place the floor up here? No. I'm gonna have to use this floor. No, maybe that doesn't Hmm. Oh no, I have a better idea. I do. Well, again though, right? Like the idea, at least to me, is fairly simple. It's that in my mind, I would like art to be interest. No, not I shouldn't say interesting, but rather I would like art to be involved, but not. Mm, I would like art to be involved, but not overpowered. And that's simply because in this society we're already so mired so deeply. Oh, I'm gonna have to do this because I saw it. Sorry. So I guess we're not getting into the internals of the building today. But back to the point. Like to me, art should be involved, but it shouldn't be. Mm, it shouldn't be overpowering because life itself is already overpowering enough. And if artists want to use their art to shall we say express themselves, that is perfectly fine with me. What I don't like is when that pursuit of expression ends up with a I can only say it this way. There are people for whom that pursuit of passion, of extremity, who can deal with it. But not all of humanity is set up to do so, right? Humanity is interesting in that not just ignore it. Okay. There's nothing for you to see here anyway. Humanity is not built to be passionate all the time, because by that very nature, passion will. I feel like I need to move this. I don't like this. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, we're gonna have to move this. Humanity is not built for passion all the time. I do not. Oh, I didn't need to do that. I do not believe it is, because it is. It's very easy for the passion that is within humanity to become overwhelmed, and that leads. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to talk about this after all. That leads to hedonism. 100%, absolutely. Like there is no doubt in my mind that that's what would happen, because that is what we've seen happen in society. And so the question is then, for those who are able to, who think that they are able to, would it have been better for them to how do I say? Would it have been better for them to leave it for their own, like to leave it for others who are also able to take it, right? Does that make sense? Like, not everyone can do everything, and when we try, or when people who are more susceptible to it, to some sort of, like, it comes back to Van Gogh, right? As it so often does in my rants, it comes back to Van Gogh and his desire, like the quote that triggers me. for lack of a better word, is the quote on Van Gogh that he would rather die of passion than whatever, right? And that works for some people, but I'm of the opinion that it doesn't work for many people, and specifically for those people on whom it doesn't work, tend to use it to justify things that they probably shouldn't, right? And that's the problem. Yeah. There's no question on duality of man. I don't care about the duality of man. That's just pretentious claptrap. Don't give a. I really don't care. Right? And no, it has nothing to do with it, because the duality of quote unquote man is a pretentious application of the lack of understanding of where the logical and reactionary selves within us originate. And if you want, I can share my personal interpretation of the human condition with you guys in a future broadcast. Like that's oh, did we just like not enough money? Okay. Yeah. So I guess we ended up by destroying all of my money. But we've at least, I guess, made the gallery a little bit better. It does mean that I'll have to probably, after the broadcast, I'll just keep this on and I'll just like keep the gallery on and make more money. Because at this point I really do. Let's see, can we unlock at level 20? Unlock at level 30. Okay, so we'll just, yeah, we'll make money. We'll unlock the other galleries to make even more money. That's basically it. Anyway, so yeah, like let's talk real quick about this, right? Like the duality of man that all of our philosoph fellas and all of their girlfriends that they're trying to impress, that they keep talking about, or boyfriends, whatever, not judging, is not a thing. It's simply not a thing. Its existence is simply because these people don't forget that we are products of evolution. That is literally all there is to. Oh, wait 1 second. Has there been a gap at the top of this all this time? Oh, there has. You lot. Annoying. Okay. Whatever. We'll deal with it. It's simply not a thing. Coming back to the human the duality of man. It isn't a thing because there is no duality. It is the effects of the lower portions of our brain and the upper portions of our brain in conflict because we're unable to. Oops. Because we're unable. Oh, come on! Keep pressing the wrong button. Because we're unable to understand what it is that we that the physical form is trying to tell us, that evolution is trying to tell us, our evolutionary instincts, and what it is that we actually want. And the best example is procreation, but I'm not going to use that one because I want to talk about food. And oh, good call. Let me put that in. Duality of man. What time are we at? We are at 54. So let's start with 5200. The argument against the duality and philosophical discussion. Okay. Yeah, it's simply not a thing because we all forget that, or at least they forget, that it is one of the most important important existences of humanity, that we come from a time where the strongest win, right? Like, and we talked about industrialization before and how it actually helped to unseat Darwin, and that's exactly it. Because of industrialization, we have the ability to overcome a lot of the weaknesses inherent in humanity, and therefore we have slowed down human evolution. But that's not even the point here, right? Because the point here is, philosophically, the duality of man is something that they use to represent the fundamental desires and the more logical constructs, and that is not it, right? Like, would because at the end of the day, there's still just one man and one thought and one action, or one woman. Absolutely, you're right. And how that action is generated is very much up to the person, but that is not to say that the person has complete control over it. And the example that I was using earlier was food, and I'm using that example for a very good reason. It is that food is something that we're completely unable to say no to as a species. Absolutely. Like you need so much willpower to say no to food that it's ridiculous. And that's exactly it, because evolutionarily, our bodies don't know when we will eat again. And so the lower levels of our brain that we have evolved from are telling us that we need to eat because we don't know if we'll eat tomorrow. And that is the conflict. That's not a duality, that is a conflict between what we understand, our reasoned and logical self, and what we don't understand, what our instincts, and that is the reactionary self. Because that portion of us, that portion of our being, that those layers in our brain can only react because they are instincts built upon millions of years of evolution, right? Like, we have, if you look closely enough, all mammals share this desire for food, and it's almost in exactly the same place for all mammals, because that was one of the very first things that allowed us as organisms to be successful, right? Like, back when you didn't have a supermarket in your town, back when you weren't even human, back when you were, a slime that first crawled out of a half fish, half animal thing that first crawled out of the ocean, the development of the brain and the development of the drive to continue to eat was such a evolutionary benefit that all mammals inherited it going forward, right? Like, reptiles have it, everybody has it, because it is so fundamental. And that's exactly the problem, right? Because it's so fundamental, we eat all the damn time. And that is, that wow. Sorry. No, just something hit my leg. It's okay. And because of that, because we eat all the damn time, and we can't control it, that is why we have these issues. Why is Streamlabs streaming at triple the rate of OBS? After this, boys and girls, can you do me a favor? I'll send you some links over Discord, and you can tell me if there's a difference in the quality, because Streamlabs shouldn't be using this kind of bitrate. That's ridiculous. Anyway, we're okay. So going back to food, right? Like, and the non-existence of the duality of man. There is no duality there. To call an instinct a different facet of a man is wrong, because the instinct is very much what forms his action and performs and drives the conscious action, right? And that's why fast food makers, chips makers of crisps are so, shall we say, rich, or no, let's say they have such a nice, easy way to create recurring users, because they're creating these things in the way that the body craves, right? Via grease, via carbohydrates, and via salt. And if you look closely at history and how the human body functions, these are exactly the things that the human body really, really likes, because the human body needs them to survive. Absolutely, we need salt, because salt is the fundamental element that actually, well, sodium and potassium, but it's okay, and chlorine, really, but but sodium is one of the fundamental things that we need to think properly. Like, sodium is so important in establishing the electrical gradients in our brain that a lack of it is deadly, 100%, right? But the body doesn't know how much it needs. The body doesn't have a sensor that says, hey, look, my brain is or the extracellular fluid in my brain has this much sodium, so we're good. No, because the body, when it was evolving, when mammals were first evolving, they did not have the luxury of just stopping because they knew that more would come the next day. They didn't. And yes, I appreciate that I'm now completely off topic. So let's end it here for today, since we're already at the hour. This was fun. I liked it. From the copious amounts of comments in the Discord, I can see that you guys had a good time. Unfortunately, I didn't want you guys to have a good time, but we all make sacrifices. Having said that, consider today's episode my version of a prospectus. I would like to continue this, and I would like it to be funded through the Discord mechanisms. So if there's an interest, I will. If you are interested in seeing more of this, speak to our regulator, and she'll, if there's enough interest, she'll set up a new corporation. Yeah, the Occupy White Walls Corporation. Yes, indeed. And then we shall go from there. Good? Good. Excellent. Okay, well, in conclusion then, please download Firefox, please don't do Chrome, and I shall see you guys tomorrow for both the squirrels and also my personal answer to the military question. Yes, that has also become a regular thing. Yeah, I mean, the Go Corporation is alive, so put your money where your mouth is. And remember, it's completely demographic. It's completely democratic. So do it. All right. Okay. No. That's not what democracy means. Remember, citizens united. That's what we're basing this on. So that means every dollar is a vote. Yes, exactly. Well, it just makes it in a so, and I'm not even being facetious with this, right? Because in our present system, like in this system of this broadcast, actually, let me write this down. 104, or what? How do you do hours? 104. Why $1 per vote is good for our broadcast, but not for the country. So in our system, it is actually much better to have $1 per vote for a lot of reasons. It's because the Discord itself is limited, unfortunately, at 100 people, because that's what I set the limit to after 50 was complained about. Because the Discord is limited to 100 people, there is simply not enough. The population is simply not big enough to have a very accurate representation of the various desires of various people, right? Like, it'd be the same as, like, if all of you were to sign up for all of the corporations, then it would just be chaos, because you would have 100 times however many corporations we have, and that would, like our regulator wouldn't be able to keep up. But by limiting, or rather by giving you by giving you the ability to fractionally assign your interests, we're actually letting the market determine what those interests are. And obviously this doesn't work in a proper democracy where one person should have one vote, because obviously, that you cannot assign fractional votes as a person, right? In a political system, you cannot, or no, you can, but it should only count as a single vote for a single person, right? Like, you cannot say, like, for example, in Germany, I'm not going to be able to say I want to assign 0.6 of my vote to Laschet and 0.4 of my vote to what's her face. Oh my god, I need to look this up. Green Party candidate, Germany. What's her name? I forget her name. Baerbock. That's right. Like, you cannot assign 0.6% of your vote to Laschet and 0.4 of your vote to Baerbock. That doesn't work in a democracy, but that works very well in our channel, where you guys, assign show how much you want to see certain things happen. So, for example, give Occupy White Walls Corporation 80% of your voice, and as you contribute more, the $1 per vote ends up meaning that you have 80 shares, and so therefore you have, or 80% of the shares of your voice goes to Occupy White Walls, and if no one else wants it, then you're in control of the corporation, and you can bid as you want, right? And that well, we are doing this in the proper macroeconomic way, so how can you complain? This is what you want. This is what you guys, this is how you guys work, right? And that's why, actually, when we our regulator and I originally sat down to talk about how I would get you guys to vote, we ended up with the economic corporation type model, because it is something that you guys are already familiar with, and therefore it is something that you guys, will take to. And suffice it to say, you guys have taken to it like fish to water, and I guess there are obvious reasons for that. But yeah, so it again, right? Like this works because this is a, and I understand your point that yes, there is an interesting there's an interesting idea of being able to assign fractional votes to political candidates. There are systems that technically do that, and these are the non-first past the post systems. And England used to do this all the time, where you would have if your first choice was neither the front runner or the second person, then your second choice becomes the vote. And so therefore what you're doing is you're aggregating, right? And so like your first vote is your 100% backer, and then your second vote is like your 60% backer, and so there are ways of being fractional there that are really interesting. It's just unfortunate that not all political systems do that, and partially that's just because it's really complicated, right? And in our more partisan time, it's unfortunate that is not something that they'll want to do. Like, the more partisan our political systems are, the more likely that people will want first past the post systems. Anyway, we're good. Let me just say thank you very much for watching. In conclusion, again, please download Firefox. Please don't go to Chrome. We will talk about Chrome as a monopoly. Please, someone do a reverse merger of Chrome, of tech industry conversations. Let's put it that way. Yeah, someone set up some tech industry conversation time, and then we'll talk about it. Okay. Well, have a good day, and I'll see everyone tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. Bye bye.